Matt, you shared with us today some of what you thought were the key kind of practical tips, pragmatic ideas for at least creating the possibility of the music opening us to the Spirit and the encounter with God. And I remember the very first thing you wanted us to think about was consider the venue. What does that mean?
Yeah, consider the venue, consider the vibe. I think, if music is architecture, if that's part of what we're doing, as we're saying music creates space, we're trying to create a certain sort of space, the physical space matters. It's an old saying that at the end of the day, architecture wins. And so you got to think about the physical space that you're occupying, because it's going to control the sorts of possibilities. And that's all, of course, it is. We can't make the Holy Spirit show up, but we want to give ourselves the best shot, right? And so there are lots of things that are going on in your space that have nothing to do with the songs you pick and all the programming that we often put all of our energy into. But little vibe, little venue tweaks can make all the world of difference. So you want to ask questions like, just simply, where are we meeting? Are we meeting in the church building? Where are we meeting in the church building, if we are? Are we meeting in the sanctuary? Are we meeting in a room that's 50 times too large for our small group of adolescents? They're very sensitive about feeling like, they want to feel like they're in the in crowd. Pick a venue that's 10% too small for them, and they're going to feel a lot better about where they are than if you pick a venue that's 90% too big for them. If we're in the church and we're in a particular room, do the youth have any ownership in the room? Is this a room that they can kind of relax in? They can kind of have some ownership of? Those sorts of questions get me asking, should we maybe meet in a home? We always had youth group meet in our living room, and that just created just so much relationship right there. The kids, quickly, knew to just rummage through our cupboards for whatever they wanted to eat, and they really did make themselves at home in our place, and that was huge for building relationship for us personally. But I've also been involved in youth ministries where, the youth group met at different people's homes. So youth group members, Young Life does this a lot. They meet in the homes of families that support Young Life. And that's, again, you're in a home kind of environment. There's really something there. Whatever decision you make, and so I'm biased a little bit towards the home option, but whatever decision you make, you'll have benefited from reflecting a bit about it and thinking about, okay, why are we here? What are its strengths? What are its weaknesses? How can I compensate for those with programming? Another very, very simple thing, but it seems so important to me, and it doesn't often get a lot of attention, is what's the lighting going to be like? Especially when it comes to music. I think because of the vulnerability of music, the lighting matters so much. We're talking about adolescents who are already paranoid that people are looking at them and not liking what they're seeing. If you're in a brightly lit room and now you're asking me to sing, I can see 15 eyes all around, 15 pairs of eyes all looking at me that are going to think I look ridiculous. But the campfire effect, right? If we all sit around a campfire, I can hardly see who's on the other side. I'm going to sing my head off, right? I'm in my own space. I'm free, right? The burden of kind of public perception has been lifted in certain ways. Well, you can't have every worship time around a campfire, but you can do something similar in a room by turning off the lights and having on, just a couple of lamps in the corner or something, and create a space that's more conducive there. I mean, I think more dimly lit spaces are conducive to transrational experiences. The DJs in the clubs know this, and I think we'd be silly not to think about the impact of those kinds of factors on the program that we work so hard to prepare.